me show you this video first. Before we do it, have a look at this video here. This is called, remind me what it's called? It's called Korean Boy. Yeah, here we go.
Listen, can you tell me where my love has gone? He's my Korean boy. I woke up one morning and Jimin was gone. He's my Korean boy. Oh, I miss my Korean boy.
Thank you. Very good. Ollie London and Korean Boy. Ollie joins us in the studio now. He's been on the show before. Ollie has spent, how much, remind me, Ollie, nice to see, how much have you spent on trying to become a Korean girl, first of all?
Well, it was probably over 8 years, about 300,000, but I'm no longer a Korean girl.
Where did you get that money from?
No, just a minute. You don't have to answer any of his embarrassing and impertinent questions. Okay. So you became a Korean girl, first of all. Mm-hmm. Now you decided you don't want to be a Korean boy, girl, and now you're going back to being a Korean boy. Have I got that right?
But it's not too late, is it? You didn't, when you were a girl, you didn't have the...
I didn't chop off the bits.
Good.
I was going to go to Bangkok, but thank God I didn't.
You were going to ban your cock?
But you can still Bangkok.
I could still Bangkok, yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
Now, the reason we've invited you back on tonight is because you've been suffering with this gender dysmorphia for quite some time. You don't know whether you want to be a man or woman or whatever. And one of the things that you're concerned about is a lot of youngsters these days, a lot of kids are being confused by their teachers. And and I'm being quite serious about this, if you'd actually gone and had yours removed and then at this particular stage in your life suddenly decide, I don't want to be a girl.
Yeah, and they do pre-puberty blockers, which can be very dangerous.
Yes. What would you have done?
You know, I think it's awful what's being pushed on children these days. You have in some states in America 12-year-olds on puberty blockers and hormone replacement therapy. And, you know, for the last 6 months, I was being a trans girl. You know, I was very confused. I was not happy with myself. I was basically just trying to chase perfection, trying to find happiness with the way I looked. So I thought maybe the hair extensions, facial feminization surgery would make me feel better. And then I realised that's not it.
Do you have pictures of me at home?
I do actually have a poster on my wall,
I think because that's what he needs to go for more.
Try and look like that. Yeah.
So I'll take a picture of you to my next plastic surgeon then, James.
And I think, you know, there are a few bits that I'd probably have improved, but I think this is the look that you should be going for.
It's a very masculine look. I need to go for that.
Yeah. I've heard anecdotally as well, seriously, like it's become a fashion. And sometimes you get like 5 people in a school in just the same class all wanting to do it, and it's just because they want to follow the, you know...
It's following a trend, and when you have teachers and doctors pushing this on kids and saying from the age 5 that you can change your gender, you can change your pronouns, and you have in some cases teachers actually losing their jobs because they misgender a child. So it's really, really gone crazy, and it's dangerous because when you're putting kids on puberty blockers, hormone replacement therapy, and when some kids in America are having double mastectomies under 16, I think it's like abuse, it's child abuse, and you know, I think these doctors should be struck off.
What made you realise this? Because we've done a chat before, and I got the feeling that you weren't really sure which way you wanted to go. What is it, that lovely term they used to use? Arthur and Martha. Yeah. And I wasn't sure which way you wanted to go. And I was slightly concerned about what was going in your head at the time. When did you decide that you actually were born in the right body?
So it was really over the last couple of months. So I was trying to be a woman. I thought that would give me happiness. And I actually just tried to reevaluate my life. You know, I started going to church, actually. So I've been going to regular sessions. And I just thought, you know what? I just want to be the way God made me. Why should I change? And all of this outside appearance is not important. You know, it's what's inside that counts. So I've come to realise that now.
So do you say now you're a gay man, or what do you say you are now?
Yeah, so I just say I'm a man, so like I'm bisexual. But yeah, bisexual. just a man, yeah.
What are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, put you on the spot.
Depends what shoes I've got on.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And what I'm
big
wearing?
shoes, I hope.
Yeah.
Well, he's got very small shoes, actually.
Ooh,
but
you know what
you're
they say?
He's size 7.
You know what they say about shoes? Shoe size,
exactly,
Shoe, hand size, and nose size, and we've got them all. This is for me. This is worrying. It's a lot of pressure to put on a teacher as well, and they're not qualified, in my view, to make these decisions.
No,
for
but you
my
have to go with the flow, don't you? You get run out of this town, don't you? You get sacked, like you said.
Well, no, we've had a few complaints to Ofcom about our views on trans rights and stuff like that, and you know, keep them to yourself, because I really couldn't care less. you know, it's
you
up
can get
to
arrested though for like a hate crime if you say that. If you know, if you say what you believe,
you get cancelled.
Now you can get cancelled or even arrested.
Well, look at J.K. Rowling.
You can't cancel me, and don't turn up outside my house, or you will get a very rude awakening.
The can of soup.
Yeah,
well, you've already got the migrants coming in your.
You know, but I actually think this is a real problem, and that we are giving a minority of a minority a power that they don't deserve to have, and that is causing. Because if it was my young children and they were saying to me, "Oh, Dad, I'm going to become a girl," or I'm saying, you can't decide until you're a teenager and you get a bit older. You're 10 or 11 or 12. You don't know what you want to be.
And a lot of kids go through that. You have a lot of girls, they'll be tomboys, you know, they'll be playing outside in the mud, playing, you know, football. That's normal as a kid. Some boys might play with Barbie dolls, you know, that's normal, but that doesn't mean that they should have their parts, you know, cut up and have puberty blockers. I think it's like, it's terrible that that's happening. And thankfully the NHS have recently changed their advice, and they're no longer, you know, saying that kids should be doing that. But before they were actually going ahead with that, which is
doing things like saying things like chest feeding.
I think the NHS, and I'm not talking about the doctors or nurses now, but I think the NHS, the diversity trainers, the money they spend on middle management, the NHS management, I say over and over again, need to be removed. We need to have decent management in there, because there are so many important things. Doctors and nurses, and I had a dinner for a lot of doctors and nurses last night, that they need to be concentrating on doing, saving people's lives, getting people made better, all kinds of stuff. And this rubbish about diversity within the NHS, you ring up a hospital and they'll go through, what language would you like to be spoken?
They ask a man if they're pregnant, even though they know obviously he wouldn't be.
I mean, what the hell is getting into the minds of these ridiculously stupid people? Wokeness.
And getting cancelled if you do the wrong thing.
What I want to know as well, Ollie, and I've asked you this before, why Korean?
I just love it. I used to live there, so I just love the culture, you know. I when I started having surgery, it was just to look better.
Yeah.
So it was just to look more perfect. So, yeah, I just started doing it, and I was like, let me base my looks, you know. I think next time I'm going to go for you, James. I'm going to take a picture of you to the doctor and say, please maybe look like this. But, yeah, I was...
Phil Mitchell.
Phil Mitchell, that's a good look.
Same look.
Yeah. Well, I've almost got the hair. I just need to shave a bit more off, so... So, yeah.
But I mean, what is it? What is the crux when you decided to change a couple of months ago? You thought, no, this. What is it that made you change your mind and everything?
It was really just, again, reevaluating my life, going to church, and, you know, I've actually started reading the Bible. I want to get baptised very soon, and just, you know, trying to find myself and realising, you know, it's meaningless. All of this change is meaningless, and, you know, I just need to be myself, and, you know, I was confused. I had gender dysphoria. Thankfully, you know, I didn't go for the chop in Thailand, which I was going to do, but, you know, when you're a kid and you've got an adult telling you to have this surgery, or this is the right thing to do.
Who told you to have the surgery? Who said you should have
me?
You.
Yeah, okay. But, you know, I'm easily influenced. I see things online, and I think the culture we have at the moment, where it's so easy for people to change things, and there's, you know, it's being pushed as normal.
Well, you said it there. You were influenced, and that's the worry about what if you're influenced. Kids are going to be easily influenced to join whatever gang.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think head teachers need to know about this. I think people need to understand that when you're, you know, and we're talking about kids 6, 7, 8 who are being, you know, what sort of sex do you want? What kind of body do you want? 6, 7 or 8 year olds who are being made to think about this. No kid needs to think about that at that age, do they?
Kids just need to be doing sports, learning history, learning maths. I think it's crazy how the world has gone. And again, it is a minority of people pushing this. But sadly, you have organisations, there's one called Mermaids, which are pushing this on schools. You know, they have a lot of power behind them, they have a lot of money, and they're influencing the education system. And you think, just let kids get on with their lives. Let them have an education. Yeah. If they want to change as an adult, by all means, but not when you're a child. You shouldn't be learning about those things. They shouldn't be, you know, going home to their parents and saying, Mummy, my teacher today told me that I'm born in the wrong body. I need to start taking puberty blockers. You know, it's just wrong. They're just kids.
I wonder if there are any teachers who would like to contribute to this discussion tonight. Why don't you call us? 0344 499 1000.
In confidence.
You can use a different name.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Shall we take a short break? And
no.
Okay. Oh, okay, fine. Well, why don't we go to Ken, talk to Ken. You've got some headphones there. Why don't you put the headphones on?
I do.
Yeah, they're on the floor.
They're on the floor.
Oh, they're there.
Ken's a bit of an influencer, actually.
Yes.
So, you know, be careful.
Can you hear us? Can you hear me through?
Got it.
Okay, fine. Here we go. Right. You'll enjoy this. Because Ken will be very happy to hear that you are studying the Bible and Ken is a Christian.
Okay, I can hear the music.
He's not there.
Ken, good evening to you, Ken.
Good evening, James.
Say hello to Ollie.
Hi, how are you?
I've been listening to you, Ollie, very intently. You are a very precious soul to God, Ollie. But could I just suggest what I believe is happening in the world today? I believe that human sexuality and gender identification is a direct attack upon humanity by Satan. Satan desires to destroy God's amazing and wonderful order for mankind. So we are in very dangerous territory throughout the whole world, Ollie. And actually, nobody is born in the wrong body. We are all born in the right body. And God wants to help each one of us in our life. He loves us. He's concerned about us. But he wants us to follow his teachings in the Bible for our own good. Because he wants us to enjoy life and get to heaven when we die.
Well, he goes to church, don't you?
I do. I think there's a great many teachings in the Bible, about kindness, self-acceptance, and showing love with the world. And, I feel like, obviously you're referring to Satan, but I feel like the certain elements of the culture these days are, they have kind of bad intentions, pushing these things on kids. It is wrong. And I think, for me personally, I can't speak for everyone, but reading the Bible has helped me, teaching about kindness and, finding ourselves in this world. And, I think it's an important lesson for all people to, even if they're not religious, to read the Bible just
what
to learn.
What brought you to the Bible, Ollie? What made you decide you wanted to read the Bible?
I think I needed help. I got to a point where I was just so unhappy and I was considering more surgery, and I'm thinking, do I really want to do this? And I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I've got so many scars, like in my hair. I've got so many scars all over my body, and I'm thinking, do I want to do any more? Let me just do something to help. So I went to a church near my house, just joined a service, sat at the back, spoke
just to
the
see
priest.
what it
just
was
to see, and it was just very positive, and people were very friendly. I spoke to a few people afterwards, and I was just like, this is nice, maybe this will probably help me, because I didn't have any guidance before. I was just kind of going with the trend or going whatever was in my head. So I definitely think, for me personally, that helped.
Ken?
Well, Ollie, I really appreciate you what you've said there about this indoctrination of the young children. Actually, there's children of 4 years old and up are being indoctrinated by, sadly to say, people who have no love or desire to follow the teachings of the Bible. That's their choice. But sadly, the government, under the auspices of our government, this indoctrination, this destroying of the young minds of young children is taking place, and the people are allowing it to happen. This is sad, dangerous territory, Ollie. And I'm glad to hear you, young man, standing up for against this situation. Our only hope, Ollie, and I want to tell you, Ollie, that you are a precious soul. So is James, and so am I. So is everyone who's listening. But we need to realize there is a satanic attack taking place right now in the world, which is such powerful effects on society. We need to repent and ask God for help and believe in Jesus. He's our only help, and he wants to bless you, Ollie. Jesus wants to bless your life, Ollie. He offers us all forgiveness and a new start as a born-again Christian. So I'm not saying this in any judgment, young man, or anybody. I know the power of the gospel in my life, and God loves you, Ollie. He wants to bless you. He offers you a new life if you'll turn your life over completely to Jesus and ask forgiveness. He loves you, Ollie.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much indeed, Ken. Of course, we always like to get a little religious something on the show.
Yeah, I feel better
on
now.
a Saturday night. Do you feel better after that?
Yeah, I feel like I've just had an amazing blessing. I just feel like I've attended a sermon. But yeah, thank you for that, Ken. And I agree, people are getting indoctrinated these days by a dangerous lobby of small people, a woke crowd, in terms of the eco-protesting they're doing. They're trying to push these views on others, and it's not the view of the majority. We need to respect one another. We need to, just take things back to how it was in the UK, because it's just getting out of control.
Okay, let's go to Sarah, who's in Bath, down in the southwest. Sarah, good evening to you.
Hi there, how are you?
Very good. I think we're good, are we?
We're all right.
We're all right. Ollie is okay. What can we do for you?
Well, I was watching the news this morning and they were showing a town called Edenbridge, and every year they burn an effigy of...
That's near where I live.
What, for Guy Fawkes sort of thing?
Yeah, they burn this absolutely massive effigy, and this year they've decided to burn an effigy of Liz Truss.
No.
And I watched...
Oh, that's really sad, isn't it? Poor Liz
Wow.
Truss.
Was it a lettuce?
It wasn't her fault she was rubbish.
Well, I did think the same. I thought, well, she's married, she's got kids. Do her kids really want to see someone?
No.
She wasn't a bad person.
She isn't a bad person. She's
she isn't a bad
yeah.
person.
No, I know the Eden Bridge. They've never wanted to burn me, and I'm really quite. I'd be quite.
That's the sort of person. Yeah,
I'm the sort of person you should be burning an effigy off.
Exactly. They've got it all wrong.
I like her. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But no,
I like her as well. I mean, she's a human being at the end of the day, and I just think, well, maybe why are they not burning the Chancellor, the ex-Chancellor?
Hancock.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Or Hunt.
The Chancellor of her Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Oh, Kwasi Kwarteng.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
He'd have been good to burn. Yeah. No, I think there are lots of other.
They're not burning him.
Sarah, I agree.
Jeremy
with you.
Corbyn.
In fact, as I was coming into London tonight, and I was thinking, I wonder who everybody. And then
Tom
all this,
Watson.
all this celebration of burning a terrorist, because that's what Guy Fawkes was. He was a terrorist.
Yeah.
And my wife said to him, "Well, that's what we should do to terrorists, isn't we? We should sort of burn them." I think that's a good idea. I mean, you know,
people don't do the burning of the guy or whatever it is called now, do they? It's sort of different now.
No, stick somebody on the bonfire down in Eden Bridge in Sussex, in Kent, on the border.
Maybe they just stop oil protesters.
And I don't know how they decide who burns them. So I think it's just these lefty people who just think. Seems to be just every member of the Conservative Party. They just, there was Boris.
So, well, I think they do one each, 1 year, one the next. I think Keir Starmer should be next year.
I agree.
Yeah. Sarah, nice to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed, Sarah in Bath. James Whale, talkTV. I believe the push for the
transgender kids.
Yeah, do you want to read that out? It's not in the right angle. You need to turn it
I
around
believe
for
the
me.
push for kids to be transgender is anti-gay. These kids might be gay, but are struggling to cope with that reality. Being gay isn't a choice; it's a realisation to a child that they feel shame because they love. So he's sort of saying they feel shame maybe being gay, and maybe they think that by transing they're not then gay.
I think it's just confusion. You know, kids just get confused.
Ollie seems like a wonderful person. Bring Ollie back on future shows. Well, we thank you, Tom. I'm sure we will. But you know, there is this thing that people get very upset, and there's loads of pressure now from minority groups where they, and let's face it, I mean, we are a minority, aren't we?
We are. It's not many
people like us hang out together. You know, we are a minority, but and people think we're an item. We're not. You know, that's the thing. Let's talk to Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Where are you?
Birmingham.
Hello,
Hi,
Tracy.
James.
Hi.
Ash.
All right.
Hi, James.
All right, Bab.
You're looking spectacular.
James looks good as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, James.
Did you go to that
right.
thing today in Birmingham?
No, it's tomorrow. I might be going. I've been contacted. Where in Birmingham are you, Tracy?
In the Black Country.
Oh, well, that's not Birmingham then. What, in Walsall?
Dudley.
Dudley.
Oh, down the road from me, yeah, Dudley.
You love Dudley, don't you?
Yeah, Dudley.
He loves Dudley.
James Whale, the original one, was from Dudley.
He was.
The gay...
who ended up in the swimming
Frankenstein.
pool.
Did Frankenstein in 1930.
No, you don't get many Black Country people on, do you?
No. Well, we get a few yam-yams.
I beg your pardon?
Yam-yams on, don't we?
Exactly. Yeah. I just wanted to send a message, say to Ollie, right? I'm a bit spiritual myself, but Ollie, I'd heard what Ken had got to say, but I couldn't believe that Ollie, you was a trans woman, because I've got to say it. You look really pretty, Ollie.
Oh, thank you.
Really, really
I think he looks great.
You sound very pretty as well, if I might say.
No, and also grow your hair long, babe, because honestly, I missed some of the beginning. I don't know why you've got it all skinned off. You don't need to grow it because your face.
Why did you cut your hair off, Ollie?
I like it short. I think it's good.
I wasn't going to go this short, to be honest, but so I actually cut it all off and wanted to raise awareness for what's going on in Iran with the women's protests and stuff. So I was probably going to go back down to here, but I thought, you know what, let me do that. I can make a political statement to support the women in Iran, but also just a fresh start, because I think it's very symbolic. You know, now I feel like a man again.
And when you come out the shower, it dries so quickly, doesn't it?
It's so easy, you know.
Unbelievable.
It's like, I don't know why I didn't do it before.
I know.
I thought you were a woman. Sorry, I do apologise.
No, it's okay.
Well, that's what he wanted at the time.
I was a bit confused, you know, but yeah, I'm a man now. I look a bit feminine.
Thank you, Tracy. Very good. Thank you very much indeed. Now, let me read this out. This is very interesting. Message for Ash. Yeah. This is coming via text. All right? I want you to know this. If you wish to attend the Steve Gibbons Award ceremony on Sunday, tomorrow, please contact Mr. Mike Ollie. He's the governor of Broad Street.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
I've got the phone number here. So it can be arranged for you to be sitting in the VIP area with the other stars attending.
Obviously,
That's from Jim.
Jim the Hat
in Birmingham.
All right,
okay.
give us that. I'll give him. I might be coming tomorrow. Depends on the weather, but I think I will go.
Jim, are you sure you know what you are?
Tony Iommi, Steve Winwood, all that lot. They're going to be down there. So I used to rehearse at the same place as Black Shabbos.
Yeah. I'm not sure that you want him on a VIP table in the middle.
No table. I don't. Just an area.
So you might have him there tomorrow. This is Talk TV and Talk Radio together. We'll take a break. See you after this. And Ollie's concerned about a lot of young people, a lot of kids, who, while they're at school, are being told, well, are you sure you know which body you're in? Are you sure which way you want to go? And if you're talking to a child sort of 6, 7 or 8, they have no idea, do they?
You're actually influencing them by saying that, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think, exactly. We shouldn't be saying anything to kids. If girls want to play with, Action Man, fine, and vice versa. But we shouldn't be teaching them in schools, change your pronouns, and then teachers that accidentally get the pronoun wrong get fired, or even having gender-neutral toilets. Because in America, there was a case last year where a 15-year-old boy in a skirt raped a girl. So, these things happen. There are real-world consequences, and there's, a minority of people pushing for, gender-neutral toilets and stuff. But when that impacts women, when that impacts girls, and when, you have cases... Obviously, it doesn't happen every day, but you have cases where women are assaulted, and you think, why are we allowing this just to please a very small minority of people? So I think it's wrong, and I think, again, with kids, just let them get on with their life. They might want to experiment with their gender, they might be gay, they might not be. That's just part of growing up, and, they can realise those things as an adult. But, kids shouldn't be learning these things in school.
No, you're right.
I agree. I totally agree. OK, let's talk to... you did tell me, and it just went right out of my head.
It's Richard in Hartlepool, the monkey hanger, our mate, Richard.
Oh, OK. Richard, good. Hang on, just a moment, before we go to Richard. What is Sophia shouting across the control room?
She shouted Richard.
Did she shout Richard?
Yeah.
Calm down. Just sit down. Calm down.
No, don't calm down.
Yeah, no, make her calm down. Just get her to calm down. She's getting overexcited. Richard, good evening.
Good evening, gents.
Yeah, Richard.
All right,
hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been on before and talked about this, that I'm a gay man and my dad was a vicar. And the best thing that he ever said to me was that he said, God is love. He doesn't care who you love as long as you love.
Yeah.
And that was it, affected me. And I love that. I wanted to ask Ollie what his thoughts were, on sort of that, the religious stuff, but also in LGBTQ.
What?
You've got lesbian,
LGBTQ plus one.
The
plus
Cubit's
two,
a bit
plus
offensive,
three.
I think.
Yeah.
Actually, can I just... Lady W just sent me a little message saying she did not say all terrorists should be burned. She said that
just
was...
some of them.
Some of them. But I think, if you're going to be a terrorist, I think that's the least you could expect.
Yeah,
don't you? Don't go around putting bombs where lots of innocent people are.
No.
Absolute scum. Don't you agree? Absolute scum.
Don't blow up people. Yeah.
OK, sorry. Yes, please. Ollie.
So, I agree with what you said. We are all, made on this earth. We come to this earth and, we're all equal. So whoever we love or whatever we do in life, we should be accepted for that, of course. I completely agree with that. People that are LGBT, I support that and stuff. But, what upsets me is the fact that women are being silenced and sidelined by a minority of people in the trans community. And it's not the whole trans community. It's a very small minority of people. It's important to note that. They're trying to silence women. So you've got, even with Eddie Izzard, he was quite offensive to women.
I was just going to ask you that. What are your thoughts on Eddie Izzard being put onto an all-woman's list? I mean, shortlisted. Why? Why would you do that?
I just think it's offensive to women. However he wants to identify, that's fine, but don't go and impose or take away from women. There's not enough female MPs. We're a very good society. We're very equal compared to other countries, but you shouldn't take away a position from a woman. If you want to run, that's fine. Just run as your biological self. But, I think it's offensive, and, I might even run against him just so the women will support me.
But he used to say, I don't know if he says it now, but he says he's gender fluid, so sometimes he feels like boy Eddie and sometimes he feels like girl Eddie.
Well, he can't do that. Well, he is a man. Yeah, he is a guy. Eddie Izzard is a bloke.
He hasn't had any operations or anything.
No, he's a bloke.
He hasn't even had Botox or filler, nothing, no.
Not only is Eddie Izzard a bloke, all right, he is actually trying his hardest to sort of confuse the whole situation. He is a celebrity, and when a celebrity decides they're going to stand for Parliament, they have an unfair advantage. So Eddie Izzard is quite well known as being whatever Eddie Izzard is. I've never really known, and I don't really care.
No.
But he has an unfair advantage.
That's true, yeah.
The same way that if me and Ash decided to stand for politics, we would stand for the Green Party. Yeah. Because we get in tomorrow, wouldn't we?
But it's offensive, isn't it, to women, because it's saying the best woman is a man.
Exactly, and that's why women are so upset. And, you know, Eddie Izzard is arguing with these women, and he's saying they're being transphobic, when really these women are just trying to defend the right to be a woman. You know, he wants to erode the word woman, you know, and call them birthing people or whatever. And I think it's ill people with a cervix, and I think it's extremely offensive, and I think women are very upset by him and a small minority of people trying to push this into politics.
He was very hurtful to me.
Can we just... who, Eddie Izzard?
Eddie Izzard, yeah. At the Eastbourne Grand, he came in one night in a miniskirt and heels.
Yeah.
And I went, hello, and he went, and walked up and just carried on.
Really? Was full of himself.
Very hurtful.
Eddie, be very careful, because if
I like him though, Eddie Izzard, but I mean, I don't like all this business.
Richard, are you there? Oh, he's gone. Well, Richard, I was actually going to come back to you. Rosalind, where's Rosalind? Let's talk to Kent.
Hello, here.
Rosalind.
Rosalind.
Hello, James.
Yes, Rosalind.
You're so amazing.
Yeah, I am, I know.
I know, and I'm looking at you now and your partner.
But this one here?
Yeah, I know it's a bit ugly, but don't worry about it.
No.
He's lovely.
He's all right. I mean, he's okay.
I just want to say, I lost my daughter this year. She ended her life, but I'm strong now. And all I want to say is speak up for women. And what you do an amazing job. All of you in Talk TV. You're so amazing, adorable.
All right. Thank you very much indeed, Rosalind. Whereabouts in Kent are you?
I'm in Orbiton in Kent, love.
In Auburn.
It's not near you, isn't it?
Well, no, it's not very near.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen, you keep us on and watch
I
on.
will. And I think you're so adorable, all of you. Like Jeremy Cole, Piers Morgan, you're absolutely amazing.
Well, I think I agree with you. Oh, hang on. I agree with you with Jeremy Kyle. I'm not sure about the other bloke. He's a bit strange.
No, he's adorable as well.
Is he a bit adorable? Yeah. All right,
He's
Rosalind.
lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for talking to me. I appreciate it.
All right, darling. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Look at Lady W says, I'm off to bed now. Get off your phone on the screen. This is the way we keep...
you writing in messages that he's reading it for.
Yeah, no,
it's like Catch-22. She sends you a message and moans about you reading it.
No, but this is how we keep up on Twitter and social media on our phones while we're on the air. I mean, look at him, he's doing
Well, Eddie Izzard says it's great to see a woman is launch director for NASA's mission to the return to the moon. Who cares if it's a man or a woman? Whoever it is, it doesn't matter.
No. And do you remember NASA were going on about they were going to shoot down these... I was having this discussion at lunch today.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really have lunch. I had a big breakfast. But, you know, they were going to... Everybody's going on about net zero and all that rubbish.
Yeah.
And I was... we were talking about this... would we try and get rid of one of those meteorites heading for the country?
Yeah, of course.
Heading for the planet. Would we get rid of them?
Yeah.
Because if we get rid of them, it's changing the direction that this planet is going in, because it's meant to be hit by them, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but we don't want it to, that's just silly.
Yeah, but we can't continue to influence it like that. Richard, you're back. Richard.
Hiya, sorry about that.
Yeah, I know. Well,
don't do it again.
Yeah, Richard, don't do it again.
Sorry. With the LGBTQ thing and Eddie Izzard, I think I would call Eddie Izzard, rightly or wrongly, I would call him a transvestite, somebody who likes to dress up.
He used to call himself that, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's very different to somebody who is a man in a woman's body or a woman in a man's body. But my main question would be... to all of you, do you think the T in LGBTQ, do you think the T should be there?
And the Q shouldn't be there.
Being gay or lesbian?
In fact, if you're a lesbian, you're gay anyway, so it should be just GB.
Yeah.
Gay bi.
What? Okay.
And trans is a different thing.
All right. Yeah, Richard, thank you very much indeed. We'll have a little think about that. What do you think, Ollie?
Well, yeah, I've seen a lot on Twitter about people saying, get rid of the T on LGB and just have LGB, because there's a lot of people in the gay community, bisexual, lesbian, that say, that's about sexual orientation, whereas changing your gender or becoming trans is completely different. Yeah. And I think people in the LGB community are worried about the trans community hijacking, their movement and almost making them look bad. And, again, it's not all trans people. It's a small minority of them that are pushing this crazy wokeness, pushing these surgeries on kids. But I think there is a lot of discussion about that, and a lot of people in the gay community are unhappy with what the TQI plus.
The Q's offensive, isn't it? I said to Peter Tatchley, the Q's offensive. He went, well, no, they're reclaiming it. And I said, yeah, but some blokes in the old days would get beaten up, queer bashing and all that. And he went, oh, yeah, you're right. And so he's thinking about it. So I'll let Peter decide.
Can you read that? I can't see it from here.
Just seen you on talkTV. What a great life story. I'm glad you found some peace via religion. You've got a story to share. Please keep sharing it. Yeah, you're going to write a book or anything?
I am, actually. Yeah, I'm working on my book. It's going to be in America and UK and Germany and stuff. But, yeah, working on it. Because I just think, if I can use my platform to help people... and since I've spoken, I've had thousands of parents reach out to me in America and say, look, this has actually been very helpful. I'm going to show this story to my kids. So if I can, help save some lives, because there's a lot of suicides that happen after people transition. There's thousands of people that detransition, but sadly you don't see them on television.
And they become ill from, I saw this woman who, from all hairs growing inside. But are you going to go into politics at all? You mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think I should take on Eddie Izzard. I think it would be quite easy to beat him. Because I think I'd have all the... I support women, so I'd have all the women on my side. And,
that's true.
I think he's super offensive. I'm all about freedom of speech, and, he's trying to silence women, so I would stick up for women. So, yeah, that's definitely my move. I'll be in Washington, D.C. next week, so, yeah.
If you want to call in, Eddie, you want to call in and reply, feel free. You can do that. Let's talk to David in Sheffield. David, good evening.
All right, pal. I don't know if... I thought I was phoning the... I'm actually watching the television. Is it a radio?
It's both.
Are you completely stupid? Hang on, just shut up, everybody around me. Are you completely stupid, David?
What's going on?
Yes, you're completely stupid. Go away. What are you?
He doesn't know what's
David,
going on.
Just shut up, David. Don't ring me and ask such
only wants to know what's
going
questions.
on.
Tell him what's going on.
Tell him what's happening.
I'm not interested in having David from Sheffield. He's an idiot.
He's hung up. He's hung up.
Good. Ring him back and keep ringing him back every 5 minutes through the rest of the show. Sorry, Ollie. Not having idiots like that phoning in. Yolanda, hello, good evening.
Hello, James.
Where are you, Yolanda?
Brighton.
I'm in Brighton.
Well, lovely. What a great place to be, because if I'm standing as a Green Party candidate for the next election, you'll be able to vote for me.
Possibly.
Yeah, good, good.
I quite like the monster loony road party at the moment.
Yeah. Well, that's probably better than the Green Party.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. What can we do for you, Yolanda?
I just want to say, I don't know about trans or gays or anything, but I'm from Brighton.
Yeah, well, you should
know about it.
Yeah, you should know about it.
Well, I do know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm also a carer for a job.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just think everybody should like everybody.
Well, I agree with you. I think everybody should like everybody. Unfortunately, there are lots of people to dislike.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And my bugbear is from when children start school and they get these phones.
Phones.
Oh, phones. That is a very good point.
Yeah. And they get bullied.
Yeah.
24/7.
Online, and they don't tell their parents. That's the danger of it, isn't it?
Yeah. They don't have an opinion. If the kid is given a phone, it shouldn't have texts, it shouldn't have this, it shouldn't have that. It should be able to make a phone call.
Yeah, and parents should check their kids' phones to check they're not being bullied.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I think that's a really good point, Yolanda, actually. Very, very good point. Thank you very much indeed, Yolanda, in Brighton. We're going to have to move on in a moment. We're coming up to the end of the first hour. It's gone very quickly, hasn't it?
Well, it's very interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
And I think that's... we'll get Ollie back in again. He's going to America. When he gets back, we'll have him on and we'll have another little chat about this as well. But, the interesting thing is there are lots of minority groups who think that they can push through and push forward their ideas, and that they can actually suddenly dictate to the rest of us.
They're right and we're wrong.
And that has to stop. It actually has to stop, because we can't carry on like that.
I mean, look at what's happening to women. You have women not even being able to call themselves a woman. You know, you have
the cis woman.
It's just awful. And if we don't fight back, if we don't speak up for this, we're going to have to give in and cave into these people that are pushing this. It really is. It's misogyny, and it's just awful. And women feel so offended by what's going on, and we need to speak out now before it's too late.